Arizona has been fighting for a forensic audit for months due to unprecedented reports of fraud and irregularities. I am a Maricopa County voter who made this video specifically to explain the importance of selecting a specific auditor. We the people demand a 100% forensic audit, all 300 machines, servers, 2.1 million physical paper ballots, all votes. The 2020 election saw the highest ever turnout of voters. $14 billion was spent, and it saw the most mail-in ballots ever printed and ever mailed out. It is important to know the safe harbor rule ended February 1st. This means after February 1st, machines could have been altered, updated, or reprogrammed, and ballot images could have been altered or deleted without violating the law. As of February 1st, the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors still had custody of all election materials. This shows a drastic difference between the audit the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors conducted and the audit we require the State Senate to conduct. The Board of Supervisors audit was a superficial tabulation and machine function audit and a test of the security and connection to the Internet. Pro V&V and SLI compliance were unaccredited for years and only certified January 27th by the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, or EAC, and only after a Gateway Pundit article was written about it. There were many conflicts of interest and serious issues of bias. The EAC's own CIO was a Dominion employee for a decade and helped implement the machines in some of the swing states. The firms also tested and approved the machines in many of the swing states. To address all issues and concerns this past election saw and to restore the trust of the voters of Arizona, the State Senate audit must be thorough, which includes auditing with the latest kinematic artifact technology and using forensics and cybersecurity to review for hacking of machines, manipulation of votes through weighted tabulation, and more. All items of deep concern that must be covered are listed here. We must also have multiple highly experienced firms. There is no reason to not use multiple firms. Jovan Hutton Pulitzer is not optional for this audit, as he is the only person who can conduct an audit of the ballots using kinematic artifact technology. Colonel Phil Waldron is a greatly experienced retired Army colonel and cyber and political warfare specialist. He spoke at the initial November 30th hearing in Arizona. Suggestions have been tossed around lately of the type of audit that should be conducted. These suggestions are completely ineffective and incomplete. We cannot have a fractional audit. That type of audit can cover up potential fraud rather than expose it. A risk-limiting audit, as suggested by the Secretary of State, is the same thing, code for a cover-up. An audit of only the ballot scan images is unacceptable as well, which we'll look at shortly. Who is Jovan Hutton Pulitzer? He is a highly active technology startup founder, best known for creating and patenting Scan Commerce and Scan to Connect technology. He has patents in 189 countries and to more than 330 companies, ranging from early-stage firms to Fortune 100 industry leaders. To help further show Pulitzer's prolific career and impact on society as a patent futurist and influencer, we can look at the number of consumers for well-known patent futurists. Musk, PayPal, 305 million users. Dorsey, Twitter, 262 million users. Gates, Microsoft, 1.2 billion users. Google, Sergey Brin, 2 billion users. Facebook, Zuckerberg, 2.5 billion users. Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's Scan Commerce and Scan Connect patents, licensed to virtually all 11 billion mobile devices manufactured and in operation to date. The real tool insiders use to gauge the impact and value of any one idea or innovation is to look at forward citations. This graphic, though hard to see, shows it very well. Musk has an amazing 987% achievement over the norm in forward citations. Jovan Hutton Pulitzer has a superhuman 4,790%, a jaw-dropping 4,790% forward citation rate over the industry average. Now that we know about him, how can he audit the ballots? Ballots were designed with specific parameters and ink features and are to be printed according to strict specifications on paper that conforms to the SAFE Act. They are to be handled and distributed in accordance with the law. The same kinematic artifact technology that is presently utilized to identify counterfeit currency, banknotes, bonds, stocks, and passports must be used to examine the physical ballot. The latest technology can verify a minimum of 20 validation points on each ballot. Jovan's computer-driven kinematic artifact technology results in a completely unbiased result. All human opinion is removed as computer vision, machine learning, and artificial intelligence examine the ballots as they are scanned. This image helps us understand how the technology can separate the types of ballots. Recounting the ballots will not tell if a ballot is a repeat, a forged ballot, or if it is one filled out by a human hand or a machine. It's for the feature that is called a kinematic fold. Let's look at the paper ballot as a simple piece of paper. Paper has memory. If a ballot was mailed, there will be folds. Physics say that once the paper is bent, it can never go back to its original shape. Kinematics is defined as the branch of mechanics concerned with the motion of objects without reference to the forces which cause the motion. In other words, the study of physics, that when two forces or two metamaterials come together and bend and apply to each other, it leaves a trail. So when these ballots are folded, they will never go back to their original shape, and a kinematic artifact is left behind. How can it be a mail-in ballot if it has no signs of ever being mailed? Jovan is not only able to tell if the ballot was actually folded and mailed, he can also track if the ballot went through the postal system and if it was accounted for. This technology is science. It is science that works by the scientific method. It is not theory. This technology produces absolute facts. The machines are taught to read the validation points and grade them and scale them. The technology can tell whether the vote was cast by a human hand or a machine. The human hand marking the oval leaves telltale signs of human dynamics. Here is an image of a computer vision analysis showing ovals filled in by machines and ovals filled in by human hands. We must also check adjudicated ballots. Adjudication is the process of reviewing a ballot that may have been flagged during the ballot scanning process. Part of Jovan's technology can review the paper to look for alignment. If the alignment on the paper ballot is off, it may cause an error with the machine. This would force the adjudication process. Witnesses working at the Maricopa County Tabulation and Election Center testified that 12% of all ballots were being sent to adjudication. The adjudicated ballots must be duplicated to new ballots. Then the voter's selection is filled in on the new ballot. Among many other issues that can occur with this process, observers are also supposed to be present, and in many cases were not. Remember this? And this? These are not pictures from Arizona. However, there are reports and affidavits of the same thing. Why can't we just audit the ballots, the images and CVR files? We cannot rely on that because of tampering. Analysts have noted that Dominion software allows logs to be edited, replaced, and completely deleted while leaving no audit trail of that user's credentials. In addition, ballot images, the CVRs, can be bleached and the data corrupted. All the information needed is gone if the DPI is heavily reduced, making an audit of the ballot scans useless. Here is an example showing a bleached ballot. Which ballot image can you read? In the history of voting, there has never been an audit performed that looks for the fold in the paper to tell if the ballot was mailed or to tell if the paper ballot is legal or counterfeit. This is 100% Jovan's technology, his innovation, his patent. A quote from Jovan. Due to the historic nature of this past election, it is my goal to ensure the needed audits of the outstanding questions and concerns are audited to the same unique, record-setting, and historic level. This is the only way to ensure the outcome is fair and honest. Again, this has never been done in any voting ballot audit ever. Jovan is the inventor. It is Jovan's patent and his innovation that can spot these issues. That makes him certified. The technology is 100% bipartisan, 100% transparent, and 100% unbiased. While other firms are trying to secure an audit contract with the state of Arizona for potentially $1 million, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's audit would cost Arizona $0. Anything less than conducting an extremely thorough audit and addressing all the concerns of the people is the same as not doing an audit at all. This is the most important audit in American history. Our elected government representatives acting on our behalf should not reject or ignore any such unique, expert, and patented method of analyzing ballots. Elected officials are sworn by oath and have a deep responsibility to the people of Arizona and to the country. We must have a forensic audit of 100% of the paper ballots, and Jovan must be the one to do it.